So now let's talk energy. We have mega energy problems. Global warming is a mega problem. We have to dramatically reduce global warming gases, greenhouse gases. Dependence on foreign oil is a mega problem. It depletes our domestic treasury and it corrupts our foreign policy. It would be great to have national leadership on these issues, but over the last 6 years, President Bush and Congress have failed to provide that leadership. There's now new energy, new ideas, new perspectives, new passion in the U.S. Congress, but there is no reason that we should wait for the Congress. We do not need to. There's much that states can and should do. We can establish a renewable energy standard, also known as a portfolio standard, to increase the share of our electricity generated from renewable wind and solar power. We can nurture the development of Oregon as a world leader in wave energy. Apparently the waves are just right on the Oregon coast. We can save energy, promoting the adoption of energy-efficient appliances. And we can lead a transition from the use of foreign oil to the use of biofuels. Indeed, the legislative biofuel plan called Renew Oregon will be on the House floor next week, propelled by the spirited leadership of Representative Jackie Dingfelder. The Renew Oregon plan will help strengthen the bridge between rural and urban Oregon. It will keep more of our transportation money circulating here in Oregon instead of going overseas. It will promote processing and processing jobs as well as production. It will help promote the option of cellulosic ethanol, or biomass as it's called, an area in which Oregon's field and forest biomass could be a very big player. And that would be a very exciting technology for our state. And it would renew Oregon and stake Oregon's claim as a leader in this new technology, this new technological frontier. So, from energy to schools. Last decade has been tough for school kids. School districts eliminated important programs. You're all familiar: art, music, physical education, shop, languages, and more. Laid off teachers, driven up class sizes, shortened school years. And then in 2001, the recession came along, and our budget dropped by a higher percent than any state in the entire country. And we became the Doonesbury poster child for dysfunctional school finance. And so I ask you, how does that kind of record square with a world in which education is the foundation for a quality life for our children? And how does this record square with a world in which education is the key to our future economic prosperity? I think you'd probably join me in believing not very well. This session, we are going to do better. With new leadership and a rebounding economy, we have a chance to put our schools back on a solid footing, and we're going to invest in every stage of the education continuum. We know that early childhood reaps enormous returns, and this legislature is pledged to expand Head Start so that every eligible child in Oregon can participate. And this legislature is striving to expand our K-12 investment and to adopt best practices like strong mentoring program for new teachers and administrators. And President Courtney mentioned the goal we've established of $6.3 billion, which represents not just improving the core programs, but adding a $300 million investment fund to adopt new and better programs and processes. We're going to control tuition, and we're going to expand the pathway from high school to higher ed by strengthening opportunity grants. And I've established a workforce committee in the House that is working to strengthen community college training and provide alternative pathways to living wage manufacturing jobs. So all of this whole spectrum, it is essential if we're going to achieve a knowledge economy, the knowledge economy that is going to be driving world prosperity over the next century, the knowledge economy that will help our children and our economy thrive. Land use. President Courtney and I established a joint land use fairness committee, ably led by Senator Floyd Prozansky and Representative Greg McPherson, to work out the kinks in Measure 37. There's a lot of passion on this issue. Every meeting of the committee fills up the hearing room and 2 or 3 overflow rooms. Measure 37 was sold as fairness for the little guy who should get to build a house on land he or she bought decades earlier. and that's what the law should be. But the claims process has made it clear that it's been taken over by mega interests whose desire is not to build a house, but a subdivision. And so it is our hope and desire that the Joint Committee will succeed in closing those loopholes and restoring Measure 37 to the vision that was put forward when it was passed. Civil rights. It's time that every Oregon citizen is protected against discrimination. It's been a huge step to ban discrimination based on age and sex and race. But now is the time in this state to ban discrimination based on sexual orientation. And now is the time that all adult partnerships should have the rights and responsibilities afforded under the law. On Monday, bills will be dropped in the Oregon House, the Oregon Senate, to establish civil rights and civil unions. These bills were taken forward by the Senate 2 years ago, but they were blocked from public debate in the House. Those bills will be debated on the floor of the House in 2007. And I say to you all now what I said in 2006 on the campaign trail, and I said in 2005 as Democratic leader, I will do everything I can to promote and pass these fundamental human rights. So it's great to be here. As you can tell from what President Courtney has said and what I've described, there is a lot going on in the Oregon legislature. We are tackling major issues connected to education and health care and fiscal accountability, the environment, civil rights, and more. And it's all with the goal of making Oregon a better place to live and work and raise a family. Thank you.